All right, it's very rare that you'll see me combine two bits of news into one video, but given the fact that it's the NFL trade deadline, I feel like I'm going to have to crank out these news videos very, very quickly for you guys. So for the sake of me just being able to cover as much stuff as possible, we're going to combine two bits of news here today. Now, before we get to the content, guys, if you could take a moment to sack that like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe and turn on my notifications. We've been getting hit with some copyright claims lately. So long as I have you guys supporting me and backing me up throughout all this, I'm cool continuously popping out content for you guys. Even furthermore, next gen consoles come out next week. I'm going to be live streaming on Twitch significantly more on twitch.tv/FlightMike. And we just started a gaming channel called Flight Mike TV. A link to that is in the description down below as well. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, there is two big trades that have been made throughout the NFL today that are going to, without a doubt, make two contenders significantly more competitive. Now, the importance of this is you have to bear in mind that the NFL trade deadline is officially over tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So the first trade has to do with the Los Angeles Chargers. Earlier today, Adam Schefter reported that the Chargers are shopping former All-Pro defensive back and punt returner Desmond King. Multiple teams have inquired about Desmond King. A lot of times we look at a player's name and think, oh my god, this player is a good player. How could this team trade such a great player? Are the Chargers completely gutting out their defense and punting on the fantastic defense that they built? Because bear in mind, the Chargers are more than just Desmond King. There's Casey Hayward, there's Joey Bosa, there's Melvin Ingram, there's Derwin James when he's healthy. They have a pretty freaking good defense. That's why a lot of people thought that they'd be contenders this year prior to the slew of injuries that they had to endure. But it's nothing to do with the fact that the Chargers want to begin tanking. It has nothing to do with that at all. As a matter of fact, the main reason they're giving up on Desmond King is he's not nearly as good as he once was. You see, in 2017 and 2018, Desmond King allowed a reception percentage of 77%. But last year, that number jumped to 87% over the 2019 season. And it became more of a theme for quarterbacks to pick on Desmond King a little bit more consistently. During that period of time in 2017 where he was dominant, Desmond King allowed a 91.6 passer rating when he was targeted, and that ballooned to 123.8 as a passer rating in 2019. Now, also, Chargers fans would be quick to remind you that Desmond King was a fantastic punt returner. He was able to get multiple returns for 30 plus yards over the 2018 season. But last year, we saw a lot more muffled punts from him, and he just wasn't the same player. Things got a little bit more awkward when the Chargers decided to add Chris Harris this past offseason, and, well, as a result, Desmond King didn't really have a role. He was originally a nickel backer, but now he became a dime cornerback, and it was just very awkward. Almost as awkward as my commentary trying to explain his role, to be honest. Now, within the next couple of hours, we found out that Desmond King would officially get traded to the Tennessee Titans. If you look ahead to this year's draft, there's a lot of opportunities for the Chargers to add a player to replace Desmond King, so it's good that they're able to go ahead and trade him to the Titans. Chargers fans and Titans fans, let me know what you guys think about this trade, because I don't think it's going to be that crazy of a trade in terms of the Chargers, where they're just moving on from a player that isn't able to contribute to them much anymore, and I don't think the Titans are giving up much to get Desmond King. But in addition to this, we have some more news, and this has to do with the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers, as the San Francisco 49ers are trading Quan Alexander to the New Orleans Saints for Kiko Alonso and a conditional 5th round pick. Now, Kiko Alonso isn't the same Kiko Alonso that you remember from almost a decade ago when he was dominating with the Buffalo Bills and was the pillar of a LaShawn McCoy trade. But I'll tell you what they are taking on as a result of this trade. Quan Alexander just signed a 4-year, $54 million contract in 2019, but unfortunately, he's only been able to play 13 games so far. He's missed the past 3 games due to a high ankle sprain, and currently, at the moment of this video, is listed as a limited participant in practice on Thursday and Friday. Now, obviously, we know what the New Orleans Saints are getting here. They desperately needed help on the defensive end, and they needed a running mate for another fantastic linebacker that they already had on their roster, Demario Davis. Now, Alexander had 145 tackles 4 years ago in 2016. He was able to get to the Pro Bowl in 2017, but the number one issue here is you're taking on a huge contract on a player that hasn't played a full 16-game slate in the past 4 years. It's very easy to see what the 49ers are trying to do here. They probably regretted the contract that they gave Quan Alexander. They've been trying to get out of it ever since their Super Bowl run, and now they're going to have to run with Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Aziz Al-Shahir, and Kiko Alonso for their linebacker core. So it's very simple to see what both sides are gaining here and what they're both trying to do here. If you ask me, I think the bigger trade out of these two is probably going to be the Desmond King trade, and the New Orleans Saints are just showing us how aggressive that they can be when it comes to trying to gear up for Drew Brees' possible final year with the New Orleans Saints so they could brace for like a nice little Super Bowl run with Brees under center. But I don't really know how I feel about them taking on all this salary. I don't even know how they're able to afford all this. They just signed Alvin Kamara to a brand new contract. They gave Michael Thomas ridiculous receiver money, and on top of that, you're paying Drew Brees a good amount of money, and you're signing Taysom Hill to a $21 million contract. It's just, there's so much money being sunk into the New Orleans Saints right now. I just can't understand how they were able to make this move given their cap space, but I hope it works out for them, and I hope they're able to contend this year because they probably need it given how strong the NFC South is becoming. They're going to be facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next weekend, and I really would like to see the result of that matchup because this is the final time we're going to be able to see both of them face against each other. We know Tampa Bay has Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, O.J. Howard, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and they just signed Antonio Brown, so I guess the New Orleans Saints are starting to feel the pressure a little bit more in terms of trying to build a team that is even close to being able to compete with these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But that's my assumption. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more moves by the end of the day. So make sure you're subscribed and you have my notifications on so you can make sure you get each and every bit of NFL trade deadline news straight to your device. Let me know your grade for each team in this deal in the comment section down below. From the Saints to the 49ers to the Titans and of course the Chargers. I want to get your take and let you guys play little GM in the comment section down below because I want to know what you guys think about each move. Personally, I feel like each team is getting what they want here. The Chargers are just getting rid of a player that doesn't contribute to their cause whatsoever. The 49ers are getting out of a bad contract, and the Titans and Saints are just trying to load up as much as humanly possible, even if it has certain cap implications. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mikerophone, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.